All right, we are here at Big Ledge Mine.
Big Ledge Mine.
That's right, we got our PPE on. We are on site today at a customer event that we're having here. Thank you for that. Didn't feel a thing. We're here, we're in Nevada. We're right outside of Elko. And we're going to talk to, we have Jason, Ryan, and Caroline. We're going to talk a little bit about some remote communications.
Yes,
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
The MDTCO team asked us to come out here. They're hosting an event for some customers. And since we're so remote, out basically in the middle of nowhere, no cell service or anything, this facility needs the capability to be able to be controlled and monitored remotely. So they need communication to come in. They need to be able to manipulate sensors and detect temperatures and all types of different things. So they figured out a unique solution for this.
That's right. And that's just what we've learned from being here just a little bit, toured around. We're going to talk to some experts and really get the whole story. And I did want to, before we talk to those experts, I just want to preface for our audience, we got some flying bugs, so we want no judgments for ducking from
I've been like
everything.
There's one.
Yep.
There's one right
there.
So
we just want to I just want to preface with that before we get into it. But with that, I think we bring on the guests.
Let's
what do you think? Let's do it. All right, well, we're here first with Jason Braithwaite. You are the, let me get it right, Customer Success Manager, specifically for low carbon solutions in MDTCO. Did I get it?
That's correct, yep, absolutely.
I get extra points for that. Can you tell me, before I have some questions for you about the site we're here today, but can you first tell me a little bit about your role at NOV and what brings you here to the Big Ledge Mine in Nevada?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm a Customer Success Manager, so my focus is on making sure that the solutions that we sell our customers are implemented and installed correctly at the sites, and that our customers are happy that they get what they're looking for.
Right, absolutely. So can you first tell me what makes NOV MDTCO uniquely suited for this remote monitoring system that we have here at Big Ledge Mine?
Sure, yeah. So we at MDTCO, we've been around since 1928 providing solutions for the oil and gas industry. Specifically instrumentation and data-driven solutions. So for the past 95 years, we've provided instrumentation packages for just about every industry, from mining to military, medical, aerospace, you name it, we've provided solutions there. So, so just the fact that we have that history, and then we've got locations across the globe with highly skilled technicians that are up to date on the latest technology that can go operate on the most remote of locations. And then we're known within the industry, with the oil and gas industry, for providing high quality, reliable data to our customers. And at the end of the day, our customers in the oil and gas, they rely on to provide real-time monitoring solutions for their industry. And if we're not providing real-time data, then they're not operating. So we understand the significance of having high-quality data that is constantly available to our customers. And so that's kind of what opened up the door to us, for us to have a conversation with Big Ledge Mine. And I think it's really been mutually beneficial.
Yeah, and we have Ryan coming on as well to talk a little bit about maybe the more technology side, the technical. But can you explain a little bit about kind of what we're doing here with the remote monitoring? I guess maybe what made it a unique job, a unique project.
Absolutely. So, NOV owns this mine. It's up here in northern Nevada. In the winter, we get a lot of snow, a lot of ice, and sometimes it's even impassable without a snowcat or a helicopter. And so it's kind of dangerous to send our people to the location. It's expensive as well. So we were really looking for a solution that would allow the team to remotely monitor the location from their office in Elko, so we could reduce the amount of people that are actually going on location.
Right, and make it so that it's not just, 75 days of the year that it's accessible. You kind of expand that horizon.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you talked a lot about kind of how the oil and gas industry relies on us, but can you explain a little bit why, is this, the solution that we have here is not, off the shelf, out of the box. It was something that was custom. Is that solution applicable to other businesses? I'd say just even in the mining industry, starting off?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is one of the things that's so unique or great about this solution, is that it is actually a kind of a off-the-shelf technology that we have that we've applied specifically for the application. And so, if there are other mining companies out there that are operating in harsh environments out in the middle of nowhere, regardless of whether there's power or communications available on site, we could potentially work with those customers and provide a similar solution.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that there's a lot of carryover from what we've done here to other industries and also to the oil and gas industry as well.
Right. That was my next question. Is looking forward at oil and gas and maybe even other energy spaces. It's also something that can be applied there. Is that accurate?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I see a lot of similarities between the mining industry and what we're doing in oil and gas.
Yeah.
You
You said
in
harsh environments.
in both cases, they're remote locations, sometimes no power communications available, harsh environments. There's a need for environmentally correct solutions, and also,
Right.
there's a focus on safety for both in both cases.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, and so again, the thing that makes the solution unique is its flexibility, and so we can apply that really to any type of application.
Yeah, that's excellent. It's really cool. So I want to have one more question. You've been to this mine, I think, right? Yeah, you've been here several times or a
No,
couple
actually,
times.
this is
is
my
your first
first time,
You
yeah.
Oh man, I felt like
Yeah.
you knew
No,
all the
well-
facts about it. So
Well, we've been
I'm
working
learning.
on it for several
just
years
been
now. And
remotely
yeah.
going
right,
back to that
yes,
remote
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I want to ask what excites you about it. That was going to be my ultimate question: is whether it's your first time or you've been several times for some of the other folks. What is really cool about this project that gets you pumped about it?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me is that it's really a win-win situation where we've got another group within NOV and Big Ledge Mine that needed a solution, and then we were able to provide that solution, and it's worked out well for them because they've been able to, reduce the amount of people that are on site when it's dangerous to travel here, quite frankly.
Right.
And then also save some money for NOV as well. But for MDTCO, it's also allowed us to develop some new technology that we can now take and apply to other applications as well. So I think to me, that's kind of the exciting thing about it.
Yeah, it's a great kind of combination. It's so satisfying to see when all those worlds kind of collide and you get to have such a cool project to work on.
Right, yep.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. I'll let you go. I know we have customers coming any second. I don't want to keep you from them too long. So thank you very much.
Yeah, no, thank you.
All right, thank you.
right.
And we'll be right back. We have Caroline and Ryan who are going to come on and share a little bit more about the mine and about some of the technical aspects of what we're doing out here.
Okay, we're here with Ryan Harris. He's an engineer with MDTCO. Ryan, thanks for being a part of this.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And thanks for having us here.
Absolutely, for sure.
Okay, real quick, engineer's pretty broad,
Yes.
but tell us a little bit about what are some of your specific responsibilities or describe your role.
Sure. So I am a mechanical engineer with MDTCO. I've been here for about 3 years, and since I've been here, we've had a lot of very exciting projects just like this in many industries. So this is something I've been really excited about, and it also gives me an excuse to come out here, work with these great people, and generate and develop a lot of different equipment and products that we're rolling out, and it's been great.
Cool. So can you help me understand, just describe kind of what are we looking at here? Tell me about the remote monitoring solution that we have at Big Ledge Mine.
Sure. So a big problem that Big Ledge Mine was having was the risk of sending out personnel to this very remote location that has no power, no communication, especially during the harsh environments. And one of the things we wanted to implement was the power solution. So we generated a off-grid hybrid power solution that powers the catchment pond, which is one of their more remote locations, and also a little more rough to get to, especially in the winter months. So, and then we implemented sensors and cameras for the remote monitoring solution that we use the Max portal for the customer to monitor and control their equipment.
Okay, so you mentioned that this site is quite remote. I mean, it took us a while to get out here.
Yes.
Plus, I think I heard that when it snows, it's inaccessible.
Right.
So we're out in the middle of nowhere, no cell service. How do you overcome the challenges of that type of environment when you're trying to deal with something like this?
So when dealing with something like this, the number one is power, which we've gone over with the hybrid power generator, and then setting up communication. And so we've used Starlink, which we have used before in different parts of the mine, and we put a sole Starlink dish here that allows us to connect our Max dashboard to the equipment we have installed here.
Nice. I don't think I've seen implementation of Starlink yet.
Oh, it's been great. We've expanded out to trying out some of their truck antennas as well. So not only do we get to read the data at the actual pump house itself, but we can reach each other and read the data mobile as we're in different parts of the mine and in Cedar Park, Texas as well.
Right. Wow. That's crazy. Now, on top of that, you guys have implemented control remotely, not just monitoring, but remote control for some of the instrumentation.
That's correct.
Describe a bit of that to me. Like, what's involved? Like, what does it take to do that?
Yeah, so we have a lot of different resources when it comes to installing the equipment and parts needed for remote monitoring and control. So we have flow meters, pressure transducers, and a lot of control valves and generators. So using the Max portal, we're able to set up the dashboard in any way the customer needs, and they also have their own access to customize the dashboard as well. And we're able to turn on generators, open control valves, and even set point thresholds based off of monitoring inputs such as pump pressure or flow data.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's really exciting. It's great.
Okay, so speaking of exciting, you're an engineer. You love to solve these problems. Okay, we talked to Jason earlier. He's talked about this is a unique solution to this location. This is not like something off the shelf we take and we just say, here you go. Here's a standard solution.
Right.
So I have to believe that this type of technology can be applied to other industries. Lots of industry is also in the middle of nowhere. So how excited do you get when you think like there could be possibly endless unique solutions that you get as an engineer to solve?
Yeah. So for me personally, as an engineer, I'm always looking for opportunities to broaden my horizons in technical and management roles. Right. Mostly, NOV has been known as an oil and gas industry and spreading our remote monitoring and controls that way. But we also expand to mining, and the room to grow is just infinite because there's so many solutions in every industry that might be remote and off grid in which we can apply these solutions to.
Right. That's awesome. Well, Ryan, thanks so much for your time.
Definitely.
Thanks for having us here. And for showing us like the cool work that y'all do.
Definitely. I'm just happy to be able to show everybody what we've been working on. So.
That's awesome. Thanks a lot.
Thank
All right,
you.
we'll be back in just a little bit with Caroline.
All right, so we are here now with Caroline McMillan, the project manager of the Big Ledge Mine. Caroline, thank you for coming out here and actually inviting us out here.
Yeah,
thank you for
coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, just to start off, can you tell us where are we? What is Big Ledge Mine? And maybe a even more specific question: why NOV's oil and gas? So why are we here? Why do we have a mine?
Yep, we get that question a lot. Big Ledge is an open pit barite mine that NOV acquired because barite is used as a additive in drilling mud. So at the time, the barite was being mined here and then processed, and NOV would sell it as part of the drilling mud's solutions. However, it hasn't been in operation since about 2013 up here, and then we're now in final closure stage.
Gotcha. And why I guess did y'all reach out to MDTCO? Because I think we talked about, I want to say it was with Jason earlier, maybe, about how the kind of interconnectivity of there's this part of the company and this, so we're kind of talking with ourselves. But why did y'all first reach out to MDTCO?
Yeah,
what was that kind of problems to solve?
We actually started off looking outside of NOV, and we struggled to find someone that could meet all of the needs out here. So all the needs being people with expertise around power in remote locations, communications in remote locations, sensors and instrumentation, and control systems are some of the big things we're looking for. Right. We tend to find vendors that could do one or the other or a couple of them, but not everything. And we already had some systems in place here. So we had a partially completed control system, we had existing sensors, and we wanted something where a final solution that could just assimilate all those rather than starting from scratch.
Yeah.
And so that's why we reached out to MDTCO, because we know they do that sort of same vein, remote location, natural resource projects, just in a different side of the energy industry.
Yeah, I think we talked about that even too, that there are sort of off-the-shelf versions of what MDTCO offers, but the ability to then take that and then customize it for really the use case you need to is really powerful.
Yeah, so this is, it's the first mine location, because it's the only mine location for NOV. So it was, I think it was a pretty cool learning process on all sides as well. We got to learn about what MDTCO does more and how they could help solve some of our problems. And then they also got to learn about mining environment. And another big item is the harsh conditions at Big Ledge, because we're at about 8,000 feet in elevation. Get some serious...
Had a lot of water today, for sure.
serious snow. Very little oxygen up here, especially on a hot day. But yeah, so finding a robust enough solution that could withstand a Big Ledge winter, as we like to call it.
Right.
And something where we could have confidence that it's going to function through those very difficult conditions without us having to send crews to site. Because it may take 3 weeks for somebody to get here, assuming the weather is good.
Right.
I know, and that includes snow removal, 24/7 crews, which if we can save time and also reduce exposure to our folk to those conditions.
Right, safety.
Yeah. So
huge.
those are two big winners for us.
Yeah. So now that you've implemented some of the remote monitoring, what has been successful? What has come from that? Outcomes?
Yeah, we've tested through a couple of different seasons, a couple of different iterations. The first iteration, really, we saw pretty quickly how it changed how we could operate and be much more efficient.
Right.
So the first iteration was sensors and cameras, and so we could monitor our key containments. And so it lowered risk to the environment vastly, because we were able to sit in our office, 2.5 hours away.
Yeah.
Watch conditions through sensors and also visually verify that as well.
Right.
So that was very powerful. And it bought us a lot of buffer time as well in our planning process. So we were planning, and we could choose pleasant weather windows if those exist in winter, without having to just react to conditions and have to try and scramble to solve a problem that we don't know is there yet.
Right.
Whereas, with the system, if there's an issue with a generator, for example, we can see, well, the oil isn't coming up to temperature as it normally should.
Right.
So that gives us a few indications of likely what's gone wrong, so that by the time we get to the mine, we know what we have to fix, in most cases.
Right.
Yeah.
I always feel like in my mind I compare it to kind of the check engine light or the windshield light. When there's something and you're like, okay, I know I need to go.
But they tell you early,
investigate.
right? Yeah.
Right, yeah,
They're
kind
like,
of getting a little bit of
I can
an
still get
idea.
home. But
Yeah. And then knowing and being able to come here and check if you need to.
Yeah.
It's really powerful.
And then the other thing that's really changed how we operate is the off-grid power system that's behind us.
Yep. Giving us some shade.
Yes.
Much appreciated.
Thank you. Yeah. Because there are no utilities here, and we're so remote, so there's no power, no internet, no gas, no cell service at all. And so sending people up here to fill generators, and then those generators requiring maintenance over the winter season, so oil changes, filter changes.
Right.
Is very cumbersome and time-consuming, and again, it's putting people in a position where if we can remove that risk, then that's our goal.
Right.
So the off-grid power systems really changed the game for us, and that came in sort of the second iteration this past winter. We tested it.
And did it have a kind of a side benefit of also being a little lower carbon? A little bit?
Yeah.
That only because Jason is here. He's in the low carbon world.
So because we're regulated by the Bureau of Land Management, among other agencies here, everything we do goes through a permitting process. But because of the small footprint of this system and its portability, like it has forklift pockets, we got it down here just in a pickup truck with a small flatbed trailer at night.
Even more impressive.
Yeah, I think it was Halloween. Yep. Because of the portability of it and small footprint, and the fact that you can just pick it up and take it away at the end of the day, there's nothing to reclaim afterwards.
Right.
It was very easy to get through the permitting process as well. Yeah.
That's excellent.
Without adding air emissions as well.
Right. Yeah. It's like it's clean. What's
Win-win-win.
not to love?
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
So what's next? Kind of the next solution in remote monitoring that you're doing here at Big Ledge Mine. Is there anything on the horizon?
Yeah, it's really sort of all part of the same system that we're looking at today. I'll mention a couple of things. One is automatically fueling generators, because again.
Wow.
Right now, how it works, when there's road access, a fuel company can deliver to our bulk tank, and then from our bulk tank, we have to transfer it to a transfer tank, and then from the transfer tank, we have to transfer it to a smaller, 4,000-gallon tank, and then from there, somebody has to turn on a pump to which generator needs the gas or the diesel needs the fuel. So it's very very labor intensive, which is obviously time consuming and costly.
Yep.
And so that's really our next step as well. Another item that we've currently installed and are beginning to test is leak detection monitoring. So we have about a 10-mile pipeline that's dual contained, and along the pipeline there's access points.
Yep.
So you can check if there are any fluids seeping out of the primary pipe. And what we're doing is installing sensors to detect any leaks early.
Yeah.
And then there's radio communication to ping us, send us a notification of, hey, check vault or manhole number 10.
Yeah.
Because the alternative to that is somebody driving up and down a 10-mile pipeline.
Yep.
Maybe they've got binoculars, but the road is very windy and tight, and you can't see all the locations from one vantage point. So that's another item we're testing. Yeah.
Very powerful. There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
Really
it's pretty.
exciting.
We're very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, to share it as well.
That's awesome. And it's such a beautiful scenery. I know you talked about you kind of were brought on over to Big Ledge Mine from Riem, and I just think it's what a beautiful place to get to come. And,
I know. They
work
they
in.
teased me for a bit with, can you go out and help?
Oh yeah, just a little give a taste. And
And I was like, well, can you stay?
I know.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. I was like, I
Yeah.
wish I had a family here. I could have a reason to visit more often.
Yeah,
to
you have to come
by.
back out here when we're done. Yeah, the next stage.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you again inviting us out here, and it's been such a beautiful day. And I know when we had the customers here, we're gonna show some clips of it. But those conversations, you had to be here. But it was some great conversation and a lot of really great questions were being asked and topics discussed. So it was
seemed
really,
like it,
really
yeah.
great being here too. So thank you so
Wonderful.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you to everybody for watching. This has been NOV Live. We're here at Big Ledge Mine, and it has been a fantastic day, and we're so excited for you to get to see it.